welcome to the month of love. You know, most of us have certain expectations of our partners and what they should do that would show to us that they actually love us. It is commonly known or said that women are quite emotional, and sometimes we want that if our men do love us. But today we want to look at what love actually means to a man, and probably how men communicate in their love language. It's like somebody speaking in Frafra and somebody speaking in Dagbani. If you don't understand the other's language, you may even think that they are insulting you or saying something wrong to you, but probably they're actually praising you and saying the right things to you. Today we'll be looking at how men communicate in their love language and how we can sometimes understand them. I am Martha Inspires. Let's take a break. We'll be right back to have a great conversation. Welcome back. It's still the Reflection Show with me, Martha Inspires. What does love mean to a man? If you are a lady sitting by your boyfriend or your husband, or you are a man sitting alone, you have to call your girlfriend or your wife to come and listen to this conversation. I believe that it would deal with a lot of issues or petty misunderstandings between husbands and wife and boyfriends and girlfriends, so that we can have healthy relationships. I'll be speaking with two amazing men. They've been on the Reflection Show before, like on different episodes, but today they are together to help us have this conversation. We are looking at what love means to a man. I'll be speaking with Mr. Marvin Achia. He's a youth advocate and a life coach, and Counselor Sami Ejay. He's a love and relationship expert, licensed counselor by the Ghana Psychology Council and the member of the Ghana Academy of Christian Counselors and Ghana Psychological Association. So he'll be telling us the psychology behind some of the things that men do, or why men behave in a certain way, especially when they are too quiet. And we are wondering whether we've offended them. No, sometimes they just want to think. I remember the last time Mr. Marvin was saying something, he was thinking about money, and the wife will come and say, I want to lie on the chest. So sometimes they are thinking about money, or the Man U fans, when they lose games, they are crying, and you want to talk to them, they are thinking.
This TV was shaking, please.
The Man U fans on my DM are always bashing
this table you are shaking.
Anyways, let me start with Counselor Sami. Love, eh? When we say love to the man, what is love to you?
All right, so I normally say love is the most used, the most abused, the most misunderstood word in the world. Everyone has a way he or she understands love, and I always say that you can't even define love. So for me, love is best described than defined.
Yeah.
Taking man, woman, we have different ways we understand love to be. Whilst a man may pursue something or perceive something to be that which is love, a woman sees it differently. The psychologists will tell you that unconditional positive regard. And in this unconditional positive regard, the woman understands it differently.
Okay.
The man also understands it differently. But we are looking at men today. And so for a man, love simply means unconditional respect.
Unconditional respect.
Yes.
Eesh. Mr. Marvin, what does love mean to you?
All right, I think my boss has broken it down technically, but from a layman's perspective, I think love means respect and appreciation towards a man, and then it means provision and protection towards the woman. So a man, when he wants to feel loved, he wants to be respected and appreciated. When he wants to give back love, he wants to provide and protect the person that he loves. So for me, I think a man's focus is so much on, trying to do the best he could, and then he being respected in his territory, being appreciated once a while, at least, for the effort he's putting into the lives of the people around him. Yeah.
Do you think women misunderstand your love language? Let me come to you on that.
Mine as Marvin or men?
Not you as so today when I say you, I mean you as a man. Do you think women misunderstand your love, like how you communicate love?
I think to a large extent, from the little experience I have and from what I've heard from people during counseling and all that, I think that women focus more on the romantic aspect of a relationship to mean love. So when those butterflies are killed, they feel that a man do not love them. But I believe that love grows as the relationship grows, and it enters into different phases. So for example, when a man was a boyfriend, there was a way he was acting, maybe texting 30 times a day, calling 20 times a day. But then when the responsibilities become more, he focuses on the future and he looks at the bigger picture. So he spends some of the time that he used to do those, butterfly stuff, channel it into building a stronger future for the woman and the family. So I sometimes I feel women get a bit jittery when they realize there's a bit of change in how the man reacts or relates to them. So yes, to a large extent, I think women misunderstand how men love and how ours grow. Ours is not stagnant. It's not like, I love you, so every day I throw roses at you. In the future, it might be you are doing your master's and you bring some assignment home and I need to do my spreadsheet, but I leave it, do yours with you. Then later in the night, I have to stay up late. That is sacrifice. That's how we see love. Yeah.
So with you, Councillor Sammy, the love is not as we feel in our heart. Like women feel all the emotions. When I see you, I can't sit. When you don't pick my call, I'm crying. When I call you and for 1 hour is the number you are calling is on another call, and I'm just imagining if you are talking to someone else. Is it more like a decision? Like, I think because of Martha's character, I can stay with her and I'm committed to her. Is it like that?
So, like you said, for women, it's about the feelings, the emotions, and the intangibles, the abstracts. But for the man, he's looking at what is logical, what is tangible, that this is it, that I'm doing for you. I can pinpoint a hand to it. But the woman is not looking at it from that angle. She's looking at her emotions. Okay, those things that are so abstract, you can't imagine, you can't see. That is what the woman is actually looking at. But the fact is that we are made differently.
Yeah.
By God's nature, we are created differently as a man and as a woman. The Bible says male and female, He created them. So that difference is clear, it's already there. And so, like we indicated, is it that they don't understand, women don't understand men? I wouldn't want to say they don't understand, but for me it's about, the differences are already there. And so it's about we not taking the steps to learn. Okay, to know that differences, understand it, recognize it, and appreciate it, that, oh, I am a woman, but he is a man. We were created or we were made differently. And so the way he would respond to issues, the way he will react to things, are not the same way I would do. So when he does it this way, I should understand, I should appreciate that that is how he was made. And vice versa. Today we are talking about men, and so that is why the angle is there. And so if you appreciate it from that angle, then you would understand why he is doing what he is doing. You would understand that you are asking him to probably come to the kitchen and support you do something. And he is not coming. That is what you are feeling at that time that you want him to do for you. But, you know, he's at the hall and you think that he's doing nothing. But I bet you, if you go into his mind, the kind of work that is going on in his mind, it's more than that work that you wanted to come and do at the kitchen.
Yeah.
Because psychologically he's thinking through a lot. Okay, you are at the kitchen cooking. Who knows? The rice probably is getting finished. The oil might be getting finished.
School fees are on.
School fees is there. The cylinder, the gas you are using probably is less than halfway. So he's at the hall, probably lying down in the sofa. And you think that he's lazying about. But no, he's not.
Yeah.
He's thinking more about how he's able to be able to provide those things like Marvin said. So you would have to understand it from that angle. And then, like we said, a little bit of commitment. If you are able to understand that this is how he was made, you would be able to live well, men and women. The fact is, we were created differently.
Very different. So
Yes.
you need to appreciate the difference in the other person. Do you think that in societal expectations, we expect that once I have a boyfriend or once I get married, this is how my husband should treat me? Do you think that that puts pressure on men not to be able to express what they feel as we would want them to?
Yeah, I think, well, the society is, I mean, a mixed bag of a lot of opinions coming together to form a general one. And so it's not always true that whatever the society comes up with is really beneficial to us as human beings, even as women or men.
Yeah.
Okay, so it would be good if we individualize relationships, like it's Marvin and Martha. It's not Kofi, it's not Sami and
What
Paulina.
that couple wants.
Yes, what that couple wants. Now, what society does is, I've ever had an experience where on my birthday, my family surprised me, okay? And so I have a way I play with my wife. So when I saw her, I just said, "You are a silly girl. You know what? You didn't tell me." I mean, it was a surprise. I was happy about it. But then someone commented like, "He didn't even cry." Like, the expectation was that
You should have cried.
yes, that because it was
A surprise.
yes, it was a surprise, and I understood.
Okay.
I understood because, like Mr. Sami said, it's not that they do not understand, but it's the learning process that's not there. So someone feels that when she has an interaction with a man, or there's something, a surprise of a sort, the man is supposed to cry to show that he loved the surprise and he appreciates it. But you see, like Mr. Sami said, we are both wired differently, men and women. So how, probably I would be thinking, well, this is a great surprise, but well, how are they gonna go back home? I got to fare them back home, and I got to think, okay, they are here. I didn't know they were coming this evening. What are we gonna eat? I have to put some things together because I'm the provider and the protector. So those could overshadow the immediate emotions for me to cry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not so important to me. To another man, another couple, it's a must for the man to cry because that's how they started their relationships. Okay, so I feel that society shouldn't determine too much of what we do as a couple. Society is just you know, the loud voice, the crowd, you know, but the two of you feel what you feel, and you know yourselves better. So if a husband or a boyfriend reacts in a certain way or expresses love in a certain way, the language is going straight to you as the woman, not to your sister or your friend.
Yeah.
Okay, so once you appreciate it and you're okay with it, I think it should be able to fly. Because, that is a special thing that you have felt, and not for the general society to feel the same way you feel.
Yeah. Expectations on men, do you think that influences the way you communicate or relate to love?
Yes. So, we have been put into what I call the men or boys box, such that, like you indicated, probably if he had cried, somebody who is there would have probably questioned him as well. Somebody was questioning why he didn't cry. But if he had cried, somebody too would have questioned why he's crying, because he's
and even when he said, "Oh, you're a silly girl," somebody could
have
misinterpret
that
and say you are being rude
like
to
you are being rude to your wife. But that is how they are.
Communicate.
Okay, so that's box that people are put into, as this is the male's box, this is the female box. Actually, because already society has that perception, okay, about how a man is supposed to behave, how a woman is supposed to behave already. And so that really puts that pressure on the man to do certain things for the wife or the woman. And if by circumstances he is not able to actually fulfill that, the man, in his book, Emerson, he talks about love and respect, and talks about how men actually look at love, and he uses the acronym CHAIRS, CHAIRS, okay, to actually explain how men actually communicate love, or how the woman is supposed to show love to the woman. The C is about conquest. Naturally men are born to, go out there to conquer life challenges, work, get money so that you can come home, okay, and then have that hierarchy of protection and provision for your family. Okay, so that is already there. So you can imagine a man who is at home and probably is not working. And we have seen all these in movies, and we think that they are not real life experiences, but it happens. Just about a month ago, I was speaking to a young lady who is in a relationship, planning to get married, and the guy is not the one. The guy doesn't have that. A permanent work. His is on contracts and all that. So as and when the contract comes, he has something. But the woman or the lady is fully employed. Earning something very juicy. Okay. So once in a while, she supports the guy. But even upon all that, it got to a time that she was like, she's getting frustrated.
Like she's now turning to the provider.
She sees herself to be turning into the man. Because we have that norms that the man is the one who provides for the home. And so once he is not able to provide, probably he's supposed to be the one who would maybe be sending some money to the woman. And I have heard this, that no matter how much a woman earns, if a man doesn't add even 1 cedi to her money, she doesn't feel okay with whatever she earns.
To get money
so you can imagine that. Yes. So with that expectation from the society, men are quote unquote forced to do certain things that probably are out of their way. They do a whole lot of things out of their way, and most of the times, many of them break down. But the same male box that says Bemansu. For that reason, the man, he is broken, down, but he will not be able to show that emotions to the woman or whoever that is available. And so he keeps it inside, and then grown over it, and then continuously he's affected. So that expectation is there. The man is supposed to do that, he's supposed to do that, and emotionally, if you can imagine seeing a man crying, like, but men go through a lot, okay? The fact is that, you see, the sheep perspires. In very simple terms, the sheep sweats. But because of the wool or the hair or whatever, we don't really see it. Men go through a lot. But for that mentality of men don't cry, men don't show emotions, so they keep it inside. And in the long run, it affects them.
I heard this cliche that if you want to, that single men are more happier than married men, but married men live longer. So you choose whether you want to be happy or you want to live long. My next question, do some women make it very difficult to love them?
Do you want me to be frank?
Be frank, be Marvin.
Diplomatic.
Be very frank. We are having a hard conversation.
You said some women.
Do some
Yes,
women?
I mean, we have the bad and the good in life, okay?
Yeah.
So there are some good women who make it very easy for them to be loved, and there are some, like you said, who do not make it too easy. And I believe it's just, you know, Sami mentioned something that the learning, okay, all these things we discuss most of the time they are no big deal. Like, you know, we have differences. I can never be a woman, you can never be a man, but we learn to appreciate each other, and then compromise and then complement each other. So I feel that the women who make it difficult are women who have not yet learned that, you know, this is how a man is wired, okay, and this is how he's going to love me. So I need to sort of like accept him in his fullness and allow him to even bask in that glory, because the thing about men is that the more we're appreciated, the more we do. Okay, it doesn't mind. You just say something nice to a guy that, oh, this little thing you got me, I really appreciate, thank you. Trust me, the man would like to do something bigger in the future. Yeah, so because today's conversation is not about women, I don't want to go too much into their, you know, the things they do that make it difficult.
Okay, so let me add up a question so you can answer this. Yeah. We think that sometimes when you show a man that you love him, he takes advantage of you. He treats you anyhow. It's like when you mentioned that sometimes some women can make it easy. So when I know I like you, I don't have to let you alone be making all the calls. You alone to be planning the date. You alone to want to get me the gift. I also want to meet each other halfway. How do you men respond to such women? Maybe let me fine-tune that question. Do you appreciate such women, and do you feel that you also need it?
Yeah.
It's like you shouldn't be the only one like putting the energy.
Yeah. No, I think it's a cultural thing. It's mostly Ghanaian, or should I say African. Right from our childhood. You know, it's not accepted. If women are even trained that the first day a man shows interest, stretch him, that's the word. Drag him for like a year. You know, so
if you accept easily,
yes, if you accept easily, yes. So that puts like I said, it's a cultural thing. Elsewhere, it is not really a big deal if a woman is pampering the man, the husband, or the boyfriend, and taking good care of him. There's nothing wrong with that. And I don't think the men disrespect a woman for doing that. I've heard those arguments, but like I said, we have bad people and good people in the world, okay? The fact that one bad guy was being pampered and he misbehaved doesn't mean that men do not want that. We want that. It feels very good if you also receive a call from your woman when you do most of the calls. So sometimes we do like 5 calls in a day. If we get one from a woman, it's okay. Super okay. Even if it's a missed call, it's okay. Just to assure a man that this woman is thinking about me. Or I buy you all the gifts. Once in a while, you bring me a shirt. Yeah, it's very beautiful. And I don't think we take it for granted. The good aspect of men will never, there's no good man who would take for granted a loving woman. So let us never generalize, okay? Let's say that there are bad men, there are bad women. There are good men, there are good women. So if you fall into the wrong hand, don't use it as an example to say fear men. Fear men.
Especially man,
we can also, Man U fans. Are you serious? We
We
are the best men in the whole world.
Really shaking tables, so be
So,
careful.
my you fan friends, please don't come after.
And it's a month of love. Red is love.
Yeah,
Okay, and our jersey is red.
I love Man U
Yeah.
fans. Yeah.
So basically, I don't think if any man disrespects a woman for loving him, then he has a problem, maybe a psychological problem. And I'm sure Mr. Sami can highlight on that because we also want to feel good. He made mention of the fact that there are a lot of challenges that men go through. Okay, the pressure is so much that a little nice thing
Yeah.
is pretty much appreciated from our women. Yeah, so we also want it.
You also want.
We want to be taken
Counselor
care of.
Sam,
Yes,
How do you want? Like, teach us how you want to be pampered. It's a month of love. We want to stop buying you the singlets and the
see-
boxers. We want to buy something.
I
much
told
bigger.
someone that men too love flowers.
Okay, you love flowers.
Men love flowers too.
Point number 1, flowers.
Men love chocolates too.
We like what?
Chocolates, we love
Okay.
that too as well.
Yeah, I love
Chocolates.
chocolates.
Oh, nice.
So those things that are perceived to be
Feminine.
feminine, you see, if a woman shows a man, and like he said, a good man, that she loves him, she likes him, the man feels on top of the world. We are known to be making the calls.
Yeah.
But if I hear my phone buzzing and I go to pick it and it's a lady friend, it's my wife, it's my mother, it's my sister who is calling, you get to have some inner
Especially if they're just calling to check up on
satisfaction.
you and not
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I want money for
Yeah.
this
Yes.
or I want money for that.
and like really sometimes some calls come and you think that this call that is coming
Or beside me,
is
yeah.
Ikasem.
Yeah.
So you feel reluctant to even pick it. But if you know that there are people who normally will call to check on you, you are eager to pick it. And sometimes even when you pick it, it is not the normal chickens,
Yeah.
but it's about the request that probably you were running away from, then they come. But when they mention it, because you know who they are, you easily want to even do that to help. Okay, so we also love those things. Okay, but like I always say, the way society has made it, that perception, that box that we are being put into as the male box, and so for that matter, these are the things for the men. Those are some of the things. If you really go deeper into it, there are some things that are feminine we tend to be, but the men, we do it better than the women.
Like,
When you come into my home, I do a better cleaning than my wife.
okay. I'm looking
Yes,
for a man who can
my
cook
wife is
better
the
than me.
best cook.
Yeah.
But one thing about my wife is she can cook all the dishes, but when she finishes,
How to,
how to do the
the
dishing,
dishes.
washing the
A lot of
dishes
us
and
have
all
that
that,
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a problem. She can finish. I mean, give her everything that she would cook it.
The dishes.
But when she finish, washing the dishes is a problem.
Mr. Sami, are you sure this evening you eat at home?
She knows it.
Yeah.
It's something we talk about.
Yeah.
So she can finish cooking, serve it, go back into the sink and put her plate, come back and sit.
Yeah.
Then later on, I will go there and I will find it. Then sometimes I'm like, hey, I found a way, pal. Then sometimes I will just take it
Yeah.
and wash it myself. If it continues for a while, then I will just want her to actually appreciate that she needs to, like I always say, learn to do it.
Yeah.
Then I'll call her. I call my wife Roya. That is the name I call her.
Roya.
Yes.
Hey.
So then I will
If you're
just
looking
shout.
for a pet name for your wife, just copy one, Royal.
Then I'll just call Roya, Mpachobra. And the
do
moment
it,
she knows I'm at the kitchen,
she knows what you are calling.
she just knows what. Then like, media, then she'll come. Then I was like, please wash it. I will stand there with her and she'll do it. Then we'll go back.
I think just like he said, complementing each other's
Exactly.
weaknesses and all that.
Yeah.
When it comes to, like I said, cleaning, things that I have to do with clean, because I am
able
that,
to do that.
perfectionist person. So when it comes to cleaning, she knows. She would finish the cleaning and I'll come and I'll like, she knows that I really don't.
OCD.
So she will ask me to just do it.
Yeah.
So when we come home, If it has to do with cleaning, I do it most often. Dressing the bed, I do it most often. Because she knows that I do it better than she does.
Yeah.
Those are my strengths.
Yeah.
No,
She
but
also has what.
the idea to even want to help her is key.
Exactly.
There are some men who wouldn't want to do anything. They just feel that I just provide the money for you.
Yes.
And that's it. Yesterday, I saw something on Facebook, and just while preparing for this episode, and this man said that one thing his wife doesn't know how to do is to charge her own phone.
Okay.
She can use it and it is red, and she
will still
wouldn't
use
charge. So every night he will plug his phone and plug her phone. Then I think like he just kept complaining, and when her phone is low, she'll be like, "You didn't charge my phone for me," and all that. So there was one night, sometime that he said he saw it wasn't going to charge the phone, and her phone was off. The next day he was looking for his socks, he was looking for his shirt, like it wasn't ironed and placed down for him. So the wife came to him and asked that, why didn't you charge my phone? And he was like, did you employ me as your PA to do this one? No problem. The next day he also went to the wife, why are my clothes? And I was like, did you employ me as your PA to do what? So that night he charged the wife phone. The following morning, everything he was looking for was keenly arranged. Then he came to give a comment that in marriage, you just have to compromise and complement each other. And he was like, charging the phone doesn't cost him anything.
Exactly.
But going to look for his socks, his shoe, his belt with the same color, his clothes to even iron and prep for dressing, it's a huge task for him.
Yeah.
So you need to know what is. And for me, if I'm even the woman, I will say, let me charge my phone, which I can just plug by the bedside, and you arrange it, like your things. And there was this other comment that came from a woman who feels that this 50-50 thing in marriage, she feels it should be not discussed because the woman gets pregnant, does all the domestic chores, and still expected to contribute financially to support the man. While some men say, okay, I also contribute 50% financially, but they believe that they are traditional men who are not supposed to touch anything, which means that the woman is actually even giving more than 100% in that marriage. So I'm glad that we are understanding that it's not a big deal if I should lay the bed as a man.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal if I should wash the dishes as a man. So we'll come to that, but I want to take a break, and when we come, we'll tackle this one a bit to talk to the men. Sometimes how can we encourage ourselves to also help the woman? Because sometimes that's how we also understand your love for us. You can give us $1 million, but if I come and maybe that laziness I have to do the dishes is not done, I'll never appreciate that $1 million. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Books by Pastor A.L. Fant. They are inspired by the Holy Spirit, simple to comprehend, relevant in application, and so lovely to read. Grab copies like Dynamics of Kingdom Influence, Dynamics of Ministry, Mark is King for Church Workers, Money Matters, and she calls herself a woman. This marriage must work. No more curses. Loaded mouth. Secrets of Kingdom Dominion. The exploits of service. Things fall apart. Church without bleeding pulpit. Singles mingle, and many more.
Welcome back. We are still looking at what love means to a man, and then I just got to know that men also like flowers and chocolate. So it's Valentine. When you are buying, you see the boxes and the singlets, a chum. And
the handkerchief.
the handkerchiefs, a trim. So now they get flowers. They want to, I always say that I want to get money to the point that I can buy my husband a car.
Wow.
That's the point I want to get to.
Amen.
I intentionally did not mention that.
He didn't mention the car.
I intentionally didn't mention
One guy said that what will make him fall in love with a woman is when he comes and says a woman has bought him car ties.
Okay.
Because he spends so much money
It's a big deal.
on car ties. So I'm like, that one to have copied it. If I can't buy you a car, but a car I'll buy, no matter what, I'll buy my husband a car. Now let's look at what qualifies a woman to be chosen as a wife to a man? Let me start with you.
All right, I'll speak straight from a Christian perspective because my marital values are based on my spiritual connection or my faith. We always argue about the percentage, like you mentioned, the role to be played in a marriage. And some people say 50-50. I say 70-30, and the 70 goes to a woman.
Okay.
You know, the Bible says that when a man finds a wife, not a woman, a wife, he's blessed, or he finds a good thing.
Yeah.
Now, for a man to go out there, he should be looking for support. That support base. And for you to be chosen as a wife, okay, it means that you are ready to buy into the vision of the man, not your vision. I'm very sorry if this will feel sad for some of you. There are two women.
The woman has to buy into the vision of the man. Yeah.
And I'm very emphatic. Along the line, and if you fall into the hands of a good man, he will bring you along so much that you end up fulfilling your own vision alongside his.
Yeah.
But you should never make the mistake that your vision is bigger than his. You see, there are two categories of women. One set who want to do all the beautiful things in life and achieve everything and may not marry. It's okay. We respect such people. Okay.
Society doesn't.
Well, well-meaning people respect such people.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with. I don't believe that everybody was born to marry. I don't believe it personally.
Yeah.
So if you are that kind of a woman and you don't want to kowtow to the rulership of a man, and I'm choosing my words carefully. If I say rulership, it doesn't mean slavery or any kind of being maltreated, but the respect. Okay. So that category is and then the category of women who are going to marry. And the beautiful thing about the women who are going to marry is you can still be the one with the dream and all that.
Yeah.
And you can marry, but you just have to stick to the principles.
Okay.
When God is blessing a family, he blesses through the head, not the neck. Though the neck is the support base of the head. So there are days that you should feel very important. What a man looks out for, a good man looks out for, is the kind of woman who is ready to play a role as a pivotal point of a man's of the whole structure, like the neck.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's super efficient, but also is ready to know that spiritual connection and the spiritual principles is that I need somebody above me to tap into the blessings for us all to enjoy. Okay, so a man goes out there marries a woman into his situation. Okay, it's not the other way around. A woman doesn't marry a man into his situation.
Okay.
That is why, by virtue of, how things are done, even if you fell in love with the man first, there will be a point that he has to propose to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, and then you will have to answer whether you are going to be with him or not. That proposal means that this is my room. So I'm asking you, Martha, to join me in this room. There might not be an air conditioner in the room or a fan in the room, but I'm asking you to join me. If you join me, can we can we, consider how we are going to make the room cooler? We are going to make the room brighter. That's the idea of a man going for a woman. So, bottom line for me is a woman willing to play the role of, the operational person, the support person, to sort of like help fund the vision of the man, is the one that
you would choose.
Yes, personally. I'm not speaking for other men. Okay. But that's who I would choose. Okay. But of course, I need to add that along the line, okay, I must be very sensitive to that person. See, even at the office, if you are the boss, trust me, the people you are working with, if they are sharing your vision, You are the
Yeah.
main, the focal person. But if today none of them came to work, we will not be
Yeah,
shooting.
sure.
So you need to be set. Sometimes you ask if they are okay, they're
Yeah.
eating, or you call and check up on them.
Yeah.
That's what men are supposed, and that's how the Bible talks about submission and love. So the man's way of giving love is the care, the protection, the provision. Are you okay? Are you all right? Am I taking good care of you? And then in turn, the submission there doesn't mean lying on the floor, but in turn, the submission is that you are my PA.
Yeah.
You are my assistant. You are not the boss. You can't be the boss. In a family where the woman is the boss, that family is in trouble.
Yeah.
And it's a spiritual principle. So when the assistant comes, a man to treat her very well.
Yeah.
Because the assistant is
Important as the head.
it's as important as the head. But when we present ourselves in front of God, He will call the man first and start asking the questions. Then you will do the backing vocals. So that is what I would look for in a woman. Support. Yes.
I mean, I always say that it's even good that the man is the head, because right now I don't have to think about looking for money to go and pay bride price. Number one. I always say this, and my male friends laugh at me because it's true.
Yes.
You are the head.
Yes.
Secondly, if anyone comes to the house, even before they talk to me, they'll ask, "Where is your husband?"
Exactly.
So, shall I be the head? I want to be, if thieves or Arabs breaking our house, I'm like, go in front. So, please, be your head.
Are you ready to cook at 2 a.m.?
I am.
Okay, that's you. But
Yeah.
other women were asked and they were like,
No, you see, yes, so I
said
saw,
when I'm
yes.
your best come, you would push the man to go. That is the head, the role of the head.
Yes.
Now, the role of the support person is that maybe late night work, famished, I need some snack at 2 a.m. Then I tap you.
People did not understand that concept.
Yeah.
So I didn't talk about, surprisingly, sometimes I don't actually talk about these things on social media because people misunderstand.
Yeah.
And people misunderstand this feminism thing, women empowerment thing. For the man who can make me wake up at 2 a.m. to cook for him, it's a man that is worth it.
Exactly. True.
So from the beginning, you should be worth it for me to get married to you.
That is it, yeah.
It's also a man who, maybe if I am sick, I've seen women who talk on tell it all that they have to wake up even at 5 a.m. and go to the hospital alone because their husbands are telling them that they are using the pregnancy to disturb them.
No. Yeah.
So if I can wake up at 2 a.m. to cook for you, it means that I know that if I also need you at 2 a.m. to do something, you can also do it for me.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, and
So
that's,
even if you wake me up at 12 a.m. and I have done 4 episodes, I'm back to the house and you want to eat something, and I have to do it, I can do it for you. I should be able to probably say, "Oh, honey, today I'm tired," or something. It should be a team, a conversation, and you can do it for me. But I shouldn't see it as you are controlling me, because some might say because I'm not married, I'm talking that, but no. But I think that it should be a team. If my man can wake me up to do that, it means that if I need something, I can also wake him up
Sure.
at 2 a.m.
Sure.
to do that. So I didn't see that conversation to be any big deal.
So you earlier, Mr. Sami mentioned that.
But you can
the
wake
learn-
up at 2 a.m. to do other things.
Yeah, like pray. Yeah, you know.
You know
midnight prayers are
that
the
prayer,
best.
yeah.
I don't know that prayer. I'm talking about
Oh,
prayer. The point I'm trying to make is that Mr. Sami said that we refuse to learn, and that is the challenge. Okay, because, for example, every year you should add or improve on how you are treating each other. Okay, so like, because I've sounded so emphatic on who is the head and all that, I don't want somebody to misconstrue me. That's why I'm saying this. We should learn. So, like, for example, if you can't support your wife during pregnancy, when obviously you see she's, tired and all that, then, like you said, such a man is not worth, you cooking for him at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay. But before that is achieved, let us understand each other
Yeah.
and learn.
That's
Okay. Some people jump into conclusion like, okay, he didn't do this, so I won't do that. Okay. That's why I give 70% of the role to a woman. You are motherly, and you are.
and your
you can
patience
nurture.
level should be extremely high.
High, yes.
Like, there are things that have happened to me that sometimes I realize that I want to react.
Yes.
And I don't know whether it's the Holy Spirit or something else to just relax. And later on, I realized that the person goes round and finds out that what they did was actually wrong. So there was this clear example that happened with I and a friend. We're having a conversation, and then I said something. So this person sent me a message that the next day I was so busy, so I didn't go on WhatsApp. So we spoke on phone. When we spoke on phone, later on I saw it, but I felt like we were speaking about it, so I just didn't want to reply. And the person comes on WhatsApp and deletes the messages. And I'm like, okay, why did you delete the message? And he's like, oh, we've already spoken about it. And I'm like, but there are times I've also sent you messages, you didn't reply, and we talk about it, and I don't delete it. So why did you delete it? And the person was like, oh, really? And when the person said that, I felt the person was offended. And the person was like, you know what, let me call you back. So I just thought the person was offended, didn't want to react. So I go like, okay, I'm sorry for what I said. I was just trying to tease and what. I called the person 2 times, the person didn't answer. Later on, the phone was off. And I sent a voice note apologizing. Only for the person to call me back after 2 hours and like, oh, I missed your calls. And the first thing I said, I'm sorry for, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
And I'm like, what I said, and the person was like, why are you making a fuss about it?
Exactly.
And it's not anything. I said,
Yes.
but you said you called me. But the person was like, no, somebody was knocking, and I just wanted to attend to the person and get back to you. So, but when the person called back, I wanted to say, like, so this morning, you're offended.
Yeah.
But I realized that if I had said that,
That would have
the
been-
Would have
attention
sparked
would
another
have
thing.
left what
Yeah.
I actually thought was even a problem.
Yeah.
And even created another problem.
One, exactly.
But when I even said, the person was like, it's nothing, like, let's change the topic, because he didn't even see that to be a problem. So I think sometimes, like, just even saying sorry first can save you from a lot of misunderstanding. So I think, like you said, it's true. The woman has to be extremely patient and not even bother about certain things.
Yeah, there's a reason why God made the woman the nurturer, or the one who carries the baby for 9 months. It means you have that powerful pain threshold, understanding of life. You are mother to life. Okay, so your attitude might be different from a man.
Yeah.
A man, we are mechanical, like 1 + 1 is 2. But you have to be very fluid, because put your husband aside, put your boyfriend aside. If you start having kids, you may have to deal with a lot more.
A lot more.
Yeah, so I think that's what
Counselor.
I can say.
So
Yes.
if we don't look at the body structure, I hear guys who say, I just want a fair woman. I just want a fair woman. Or I want a woman with this kind of body. What do you look out for?
A number of people through counseling, they have a tall list of qualities and stuff that they are looking out for in a man to get married. And rightly, as Marvin said, the first thing that a man's look out for whatever, it's about the support. First, it's about support. And I would just want to elaborate a bit on the Christian perspective that he took it from. The word help meet.
Yeah.
We have actually either misinterpreted it or misunderstood it. I don't even know the word to use. But you know what? The God's idea about that word, the woman as a helpmeet.
Yeah.
The Greek word that actually translates into helpmeet means that go down under him and then bring him up.
Okay. So the help meet means you bow to him and
You
help
go down
him
under
rise.
him
Okay, you go
and
down.
bring him up. And
So like a maker
looking
of
at the
things.
principle, if you are bringing him up, you are not down.
Of course.
So you are up together. And so just like the Bible talks about the Proverbs 31 woman, the virtuous woman, for all that she does, her husband's name is mentioned
Yeah.
at the courts.
That's true.
Basically, that is it. So it is not a demeaning word. It is not a word that shows the woman is inferior. Not at all.
Yeah.
But in natural sense, it actually talks about the strength, the tenacity of the woman. Because you know what? I need a helper. Who do I go in for as a helper? let's get into our work settings. You have other people here. You are here, should I call you the CEO or what?
Yeah,
You are the CEO,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You have technical people here, is that not it?
Yeah.
Are you better than them?
No.
Are they better than you?
No.
But you are the CEO. You needed help in that aspect for videography, photography.
Yeah.
Why didn't you go in for an electrician?
I love this.
Why didn't you go in for an electrician? Because that help that you are needing or you need, it is not an electrician you need. You need somebody who is well versed in
That's-
videography
Qualified.
and all that. Now, I am sure you have some knowledge in videography or photography. I am very sure because you are using a phone, you
Yeah.
take pictures and all that. But you went in for someone whose knowledge is above yours.
That's true.
He is a helpmeet. And that is basically what helpmeet is about.
To fulfill
So if I'm a man
purpose,
and I'm going for a woman as a helpmeet, then what it means is that I am looking at somebody who is coming in, not just as I am.
Yeah.
Not
Somebody
just
who
as
is-
I am, but someone with a
Yeah.
different qualification.
Yeah. That needs you
That's-
to fulfill your assignment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And with that person coming in, she qualifies to do what she's come to do better than I do it. Better than I do it.
Yeah.
And that is what helpmeet is about. So other versions of the Bible will say a helper comparable, a helper suitable.
Okay.
It is like a ball in a joint. You need each of them so they are fitted well. So you need someone to fix your fan for you. Then you go in and you bring in a carpenter. What is he come to do?
Come and blast
But the carpenter is experienced in his
in a
work.
certain way. Yeah.
But then when you bring him here to fix a fan for you, he will mess up.
Yeah.
He will mess up. If you go in bringing in an electrician, you know it is an electrician you need.
Yeah.
But you don't go in and bring someone who can fix the fan, who is fitted, well versed in fixing the fan. Then you go bring in an electrician who works on probably motorbikes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You have not brought in a helpmeet here.
Or your car is
Beautiful.
fault, you go and bring a bicycle
Beautiful.
mechanic.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So that is the concept of the word helpmeet.
But
So-
it's like men are abusing it more.
Some
well,
men.
some men
Some
are
men,
abusing
pardon
it.
me, some
okay,
men.
There is good and
some
bad in
men
the world.
are
Yeah.
abusing it, and some women don't also understand it.
Understand it.
That is how it is. Now we talked about mission, vision. You know, when God created man, He gave the man a mission. He asked him to cultivate and till the garden. That was what He gave him. Now look at it. It was after that He said, "It is now not good for the man to
To
live
be
alone.
alone.
So I'll make him an helpmeet.
Helpmeet.
Helpmeet for what? To come and help him to cultivate and till the land. That garden." So the man already had a mission. So as a woman, you are coming in, and that is where the word submission comes from.
Beautiful.
You are part. Hey, today I'm studying the Bible. So submission.
Yes.
So like a subset of something.
Of
The
it.
mission.
So,
The
so
man
there is
already
a
had
mission.
a mission. So you come
You are
in
part
as a
of
sub.
them to fulfill the mission. Wow.
So that is why I said every man will look for a woman who can support him. So this is my vision. How well are you coming in
Yeah.
to support that mission or that vision?
What role are you playing
playing?
in the mission?
So when you are coming in, you are not coming to override the man with your mission or your vision. You are bringing in your vision or your mission to support the man's. And if the man's mission is growing, yours is also growing as well. So that is why I said the Greek principle of help me was that go down under him and bring him up. So all of you come
Grow together.
are projected together.
Wow.
So every man looks for a woman who can support him. I am here. I do other work. I'm a wash expert, water sanitation, hygiene, environmentalist, and all that. But this is my purpose in life
Yeah.
as a counselor.
Beautiful, yeah.
To help marriages.
Do you think that if my wife is not supporting that mission, I would have been here?
Exactly.
I wouldn't have been here.
Exactly.
That's true. One time my pastor said that sometimes we are focused on praising him as a man of God, but if the wife is not giving him peace
Yes,
at home,
Very true. Yeah.
you cannot do anything.
I wouldn't be here.
And they don't even, if they don't understand some of the sacrifices they make, because pastors, you have to be out, counselors,
Exactly.
you have to be out.
12 a.m. Someone can call with
yes.
issues. Yes. You have
You
to be on
be
phone
out.
for long
I remember there
hours.
was this time that the rain fell. I was at
Yeah.
your office.
Yeah.
And you had a call, and I was just wondering. Actually, you were sitting with your wife chatting
Exactly.
like that,
Exactly.
and somebody calls you for 1 hour. I'll be like, Anna, you don't love me, and
Exactly.
those
Yes.
kind of like
Exactly.
you do well, counselors.
Sometimes I'm having
so well.
professional development courses, and sometimes it comes impromptu and all that. Like you called yesterday.
Yes.
So
You had to-
she will call, and probably she needs to
Even
have you
crying.
to probably communicate with you about something like, oh, I am an online course, I am doing this, I'm doing that. I remember just this moment she called, I was like, I am coming on set for a program.
Yeah.
Then was like, okay, then let's end the call and pray so that you go and come.
Exactly.
You think if it's a woman who doesn't support my mission,
This thing we are discussing, it doesn't matter if we spend more time on
Yeah,
it. It's
yeah,
very
we
important.
can.
You know, there are a lot of divorces,
Yeah.
a lot of challenges in marriage. It's because of these foundational misconceptions. Now, so for women, okay, we are talking about how we want to be loved or how we love.
Yeah.
For women who are already in marriage, they are having challenges accepting this breakdown, this beautiful breakdown, they need to go back and relearn. Okay, like I asked my wife someday that, do you think that it's easy to be a wife? It is not a walk in the park.
That's true.
So if perhaps along the line you've forgotten,
Go back. And
you are not just a woman, no. You are a superwoman. So go back and think about it. And just somebody mentioned suitability. You see, so those who are not married yet, what you need to do is you are going to marry this guy. Okay. In some families, he has a lot of sisters. Get ready for criticisms. So ask yourself whether you are marrying, and once in a while you are going to be getting criticism because he has a lot of sisters who are going to compare themselves to you. Or this man is an only child who's supposed to take care of the parents,
Yeah.
the mother. Means he cannot move too far from them.
Yeah.
Are you ready to cope with your mother-in-law?
Or a mommy's
Or-
boy.
Or a mommy's boy or not? The choice
All
is
the siblings are out of town, and
Exactly.
you are in that your husband is the closest to the mom.
Exactly. So you just have to look at the dynamics. You see, it's not just about, and he proposed and I accepted and he's handsome and he's all that. You have to look at the background. That's why biblically they will send someone. The man doesn't even know the woman.
Yeah.
The father knows the boy very well. So they sent Eliezer, go to a forest, to this land, and pick a wife for my son. So they will check this family. We have these challenges. Every family has challenges.
Yeah.
They have situations. This woman, if we bring her, it's not like she's not a good woman. No. She's a good woman, but she will fit
suitable,
in.
yes.
She will fit into the other person's situation.
yeah.
But this woman is coming to a mommy's boy. Does she have the heart to accommodate a mother-in-law and a father-in-law? If she doesn't have it, I don't think that they should go into the marriage at all.
That's true.
That's the mistakes we make. But if you're already in it, you need to relearn. The man has to
And
relearn
adjust, yeah.
and adjust. And I've been really looking for this concept. Bless God, I met this
Yeah,
man today.
yeah.
The submission.
Yeah.
You know, I always talk about marrying into the man's situation, joining the vision. But the clarity is the submission.
Yeah.
You are subbing somebody. And there are strong people who are like subbing people. Like you go to some churches there, the second pastor, he's super powerful. And he's been able to stay with a man 29 years.
Yeah.
And the man said that is loyalty.
Yeah.
And anything that I own, I can give to this man.
Yeah.
Because he never left me. Small time, you see some smaller pastors
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to start their
doing
own
out
church.
stats.
Because we don't understand that sometimes. Those of you here could say that we also want to be big people. We want to be
Yeah.
like, we have baby Latifa inspires. Okay, that may be some concept. But perhaps you were only created, or your purpose was created for Martha Inspires Foundation to be that super support. And so everywhere you go, if Martha is grateful, say, oh, thank God we did this. I owe it to Latifa
team,
and co.
yeah.
And your name comes up,
Yeah.
and you are celebrated in that regard.
Yeah.
You don't always need to be the lead. So women, sometimes you feel that it's not you being in front that shows anything.
It's lonely at the top.
It's lonely at the
I
top.
actually wish
Yes.
a lot of people
Yes, it's lonely at the
I'm
top.
so young, but
Yes.
sometimes I just imagine what will happen to me in the next 10 years, like dealing with what I'm already dealing with now.
It's lonely at the
tough.
top. There are times that you are part of a journey. Your name may not be mentioned. Me, I get satisfaction in we did something. They spoke about it. Then they didn't mention my name, but I know I am the key actor.
Yeah.
And I accepted that when I realized it was my purpose. So I stopped worrying. I'm like, super, they've done it. I was a key architect, but it's okay. Yes, that's what the role that women are supposed to play. Yeah.
All right, we have very few minutes remaining. Just give me your final words. Maybe at that time we will have this conversation again. Counselor, your final words on what love means to a man, everything women or men should know.
Yes, so just as we say, men actually need support systems. That is one thing. And those things that we normally tend to be feminine. Okay. You know, the woman was created from the man. You get that?
Yeah.
The woman was created out of the man.
Out of the man.
So what it means is that everything that the woman wants, I don't know if you understand the angle I'm
Everything
coming
the
from.
Yes.
woman wants is in the man.
Exactly.
Okay.
He needs that as well. He needs that as well. And let's understand that that cage we have created for men, that box in which we have put men, that, oh,
men
this
in.
is the men's box and all that. We really need to unlearn and really learn a lot. Nothing really spurs a man on so much like than knowing that a woman likes him or her, likes him. Yes, it is the men who will go out there to propose. And I've always heard this when Marvin was talking about. I was always heard the fact that if I propose to him and we get married and something comes up, he will use that against me and all that, blah, 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 and blah, blah. I was like, I've spoken to a whole lot of people who come for counseling, like, I am so much interested in this guy, but because of this perception, I'm not able to go for. And I was like, okay, we know that it is men who propose to women. Is that not it? Is that not it?
Yeah.
Yes. And we know a few women probably will propose.
Yeah.
How many times have you heard a man telling the world that she came to propose to me and I don't like her?
It's there.
I don't like him again.
It's there.
How many are the numbers? As
Not
compared
so
to
much, yeah.
as compared to the men who propose, we know that it's the men who propose.
And the woman.
Then later they're like, I regret ever getting married to you. I curse the day I met you.
It's true.
How
The
many of
men
them do we hear
themselves
most?
propose and later regret.
How many of them do we hear most?
A lot.
So if you like the person, go out there.
We'll try.
If you like it, say it. Okay? If you like it, say it.
Okay.
For the man, love means unconditional respect. It means unconditional respect. The chairs, probably time didn't allow me to expatiate on that.
What
so
have
much.
you
So maybe
again on
another time
this
we
this
would
episode? We'll look
that.
at
Okay. So it
what
is
love
unconditional
means,
respect.
yeah.
It is not about, my man is not loving me, so I will not respect him. And vice versa. Because today we are talking about men, how we perceive love. So it is not about, he is not showing love to me, and so I will not respect him. He's not doing this for me, so I will not respect him. For man, you want to show love to him, it is about respect.
Okay, Mr. Marvin.
All right, so basically, love, like I said earlier, means respect and appreciation. So, if a man is expecting anything from his woman, it's that bit that has to be focused on. And also, women should see men trying to do more because we are naturally, if we are not useful, then we lose the essence of life. Okay, it's only when a man is being, useful that he feels that he's living. So that's the role that when we play, we think we are expending
Yeah.
love. So if women start looking at it from, oh, the effort this man is making means he loves me, I think there will be peace in relationships.
They love us, okay. Don't always overthink that the men do not love. And chocolates, flowers, cars, car ties, money, right? You
Yeah.
like money.
We like it too.
Who doesn't
We like it too.
Money.
You support us. Yes. If I'm paying the school fees and you are like, oh, the fees is
There's so
1,000
much.
cedis.
You can support
Then you're
your
like,
men.
oh,
I'll
and then
pay
please
200.
just 50 cedis.
That's fine.
You can support your man with some cash. But it's Valentine's month. It's a month of love. Let's make sure that whatever we think that we're doing right, let's do it better to keep relationships. I'm usually not very happy about the rate of divorce cases that we hear. And sometimes it scares me, the singles, to get married. But I hear people say they are very lovely marriages. I heard one man say that they are good marriages. And I have one. And I was so happy to hear the man say that. So always come up with the right stories. Thanks so much for watching our Martha Inspire. See you same time next week.